I love fantasy, be it Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Hunger Games, anything like that where it's dragons, magical creatures, mythical beasts, anything like that I absolutely love. So today's video we're going to look at the magical creatures in Harry Potter. So let's start with one of the fan favourites, which is the hippogriffs. So these are magical creatures with the front half of an eagle and the back half of a horse. They're proud, noble creatures and they're known for their distinct mannerisms. Now we know Buckbeak. He is probably our most notable hippogriff. He plays a very key character in Azkaban. He gets freed along with Sirius after this misunderstanding with Malfoy and all that sort of stuff. Now, if you've played Hogwarts Legacy, you also get to have a hippogriff there, and that's really fun. You can choose a hippogriff or a broom to fly a bit later on in the game, and that is really good fun. Now, I love Buckbeak. Definitely a creature that I wished was real. I just think that where they are proud, it's one of those animals you have to be quite careful around. You wouldn't want to offend. Obviously we know what happens if you do, but I think that, yeah, just a lovely creature, just something I definitely would have loved to be real, or for me to exist in the Harry Potter universe. So the next one we have is house elves. So these are small elf-like creatures that serve visiting families, often performing household chores. They're bound to serve their masters and are treated most poorly. Most of them are treated poorly, but some of them aren't. They have powerful magic, but they can't use it unless they are granted freedom. So the one that we're obviously most aware of is Dobby. Dobby appears first in the Chamber of Secrets, trying to warn Harry in a roundabout way not to go back to Hogwarts, and all this hilarity ensues. If you've watched any of my other videos, I did one about characters that aren't liked, and I don't like Dobby. I don't know why, he just irritates me, but that's if you want to know why, go check that video out. Obviously we have Creature, who is a very different house elf to Dobby, but then we also have Winky. Winky is a really interesting character. She is a character who is loyal to a fault, to her own detriment really. You know, she sits in high places, especially during the Triwizard Tournament, waiting for Barty Crouch. Yeah, she's such an interesting character that even in the later books when she's working in the kitchen, she thinks that's her punishment, not working for Barty Crouch. So she's a really interesting character, but they are house elves. Next we have Thestrals. So Thestrals are winged skeletal horses that can be seen only by those who have witnessed death firsthand. Despite their eerie appearance, they are gentle creatures used for pulling carriages that take the students to Hogwarts. So they first appear in the Order of the Phoenix, and we know that Luna can see them because she saw her mother die. She could see the carriages getting pulled. Everyone else thought, especially Hermione. Now that, just a sidetrack, that really surprised me. Hermione was saying that the carriages pull themselves like normal, but she, in the first book, she comes across like she knows so much about Hogwarts that this surprises me that she didn't know this. Surely it says in Hogwarts of History, or one of the other books that she's probably read, that the Thestrals were pulling the carriages. So yeah, that bit I've always gone, that doesn't quite fit with her character. So yeah, anyway, moving on. We know that Harry can see them because of him witnessing Cedric die as well. Obviously, Harry watched his mother die, but couldn't see them up until he saw Cedric die. And I know I've seen this online. People have said, well, how come he couldn't see them before? I'm just wondering if maybe Harry was too young to have really seen and taken in what happened. We do know that he remembers the green flash, so maybe that is why he couldn't see them until he was older and had seen Cedric pass away. Just a theory. Let me know what you think. If you know different, let me know. Next we have the Acromantulus. So these are giant venomous spiders that can grow to enormous sizes. They're extremely dangerous and they have a chilling ability to speak the human language. Now, they first appear in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, where Harry and Ron go into the Forbidden Forest to try and clear Hagrid's name. Now, I'm not a fan of spiders in any shape or form, but I can definitely I can watch the scene. It's the same in Lord of the Rings, where you got that giant spider. I can definitely watch the scene. Now, the thought of having giant spiders living that close is creepy, you know, to the castle. But they kind of seem to keep themselves to themselves. We don't really have any other interaction with them until the Half-Blood Prince, where obviously we find one's died. And also in the Battle of Hogwarts, you do see them coming over the hill to help as well. So I quite like them in the sense that they're quite gentle with Hagrid, and Hagrid is such a gentle giant. Although people think he's a bit weird and maybe he's into dangerous creatures and stuff like that. You know, Hagrid's never been harmed by them. I don't think there's anything wrong with them, but they are a little bit creepy. Next, one of my favourites, and that is dragons. So these are large, powerful, fire-breathing creatures with immense magical and physical strength. They're highly dangerous and are often used in magical competitions or as part of dangerous tasks. So we know that obviously during the Goblet of Fire, Harry had to fight against one. We don't see them again until the later films when there's one living underneath Gringotts. But apart from that, I don't think there's any other mention of them, which is quite a shame. It's definitely one of the creatures I would have loved to have seen a bit more of. It's the same with centaurs though. We see them in like drips and drabs, even though we know they live in the Forbidden Forest. We don't really have that much interaction with them. So I'm going to do 2 more. I do have way more. If you guys want a part 2, let me know. I have plenty more to share. But the last 2 I'm actually going to take from the Fantastic Beasts series. And these are 2 of my favourite from those series. And that first one is Nifflers. So these are mischievous fairy creatures with a strong attraction to shiny objects. Nifflers are often used by magi-zoologists for their ability to find treasure. So we know that Newt Scamander has them. In the first one he just has 1, and then in the next one he has quite a few. And they like shiny things. They're a bit like magpies, I guess, of the wizarding world, and they have, I think they're marsupials because they have little pouches that they tend to store the things that they've taken in. But I absolutely love Nifflers. I just think they're adorable, but I don't think I'd want one because all my jewelry would keep going missing. And the last one, this is a creature that I just find no fault with, and that is a bowtruckle. So these are small tree-dwelling creatures that are extremely shy, and they only appear when the tree is in danger. They have twig-like limbs and resemble a small humanoid. So again, Newt has a bunch of bowtruckles within his suitcase. If you know, you know. And he has one on him as well that is a little bit attached to him. I just think they're the cutest creatures. I would absolutely love one. You know, it's like having a little Pokemon on you at all times, isn't it? I think they're just so sweet, and it would be amazing to be able to have a bowtruckle. So that, guys, is a few of the magical creatures within the Harry Potter world. As I said, I've got so many more. If you want a part 2, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe. We've got so much stuff coming out this year. I really don't want you to miss out. And until next time, you take care.